Okay, welcome back to Drunken Row. We're gonna see if we can finish this off.
At least the Kinsey Gambit.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Shotgun Kinsey. Oh yeah, we gotta go back into the world for this.
Just hang on.
You ready?
That's right, the Kinsey Gambit is she got herself abducted.
Yeah. Okay, so
Oh
Fenrir.
yeah, we're doing this. Shit, I wish I'd leveled. I wish I'd spent upgrades on my fucking alien rifle at this point.
I don't think it affects it outside of the.
No, it does.
Don't worry, everyone loses to me.
Because I've got unlimited ammo and dual wielding on my alien Uzis right now.
I think those are just. I don't know.
No, that's upgrades I've bought. Anyways, we still have to worry about heat though. Anyways, it doesn't make any sense, but the upgrades we buy during the game actually affect the alien weapons here in the real world.
Fuck. I've not done any weapon upgrades from the alien.
I've got my Uzis fully upgraded, so I can do that, so I'm okay. You might suck, but I'm okay.
Actually, I'm doing pretty well because I do this thing called headshots. Because I'm what you call a badass over here.
No, sir, I think you're wrong. I do not call you that at all.
What the hell?
We're moving. Why are we moving? Let's get to the bridge.
So I guess this is gonna be a mission full of me and my freaky alien toe high heels. By the way, have you seen an alien Zin alien yet? A female alien Zin?
Okay, let's
No,
check
but aren't they all
some
like
computer
clones?
thing.
Well, they have shoes for them, I guess. I don't know.
Shit, I forgot Mr. Deus Ex Machina was even on the ship.
A Zin transport has attached itself and is dragging us toward what I assume is certain doom.
I had a lot of fun with that Scion character, so that's why I was talking about it a
I
lot.
would deal with the strange heat signature by the cargo bay first.
Cargo bay?
I want to find a good like space-based RPG.
A potty-mouthed biker with a heart of gold and super strength is just fun to play. Oh, also, another fun thing I find about that game is I always kept my epic stamina maxed out. So, this campaign has been going for about 3 years now. Actually, we've been on hiatus a lot, so let's say 2 years, really, of actual playtime. And my character has actually taken damage twice. Ever.
Said something about heat signatures.
And those were both at the beginning of the campaign when I was Legend 4.
We got bombs.
Legend 5 onwards, I have not ever taken damage.
Yeah. And
Just because my damage choke was always so high. Like, I'm kind of like the Superman of the campaign in that sense, where if people are in danger, I just throw myself in front of it because I know it won't hurt me. Right? That kind of thing.
Kinsey, what's the weakest point in the Zin ship?
In fact, there's actually an ability in the game. If you have a high enough level of epic wisdom, which is like the divine level of stats, that's what the epic part means. For anybody in the audience who doesn't know,
He's gonna be begging for me to
if you have a high enough level of like divine level wisdom, that means that you can think. Sorry, not wisdom, wits. It's called wits, which represents how fast you can think, right?
Why do you think the Zin had Kinsey?
I don't know.
How big is this ship compared to what we've seen?
I don't know. But anyways, if you have a high enough level of that,
Yo, we got some alien
then you can react to threats fast enough that anytime somebody near you gets targeted with an attack, you can throw yourself in front of that attack and take the attack instead. Right?
Yeah.
And of course my character ended up taking that ability.
Common state of most games.
Yeah, but at this point it's like you are divine level fast. It's almost like, well, Superman has super speed as well, right? So it's like Superman throwing himself in front of shit.
Almost every system I've seen has that option, you know, or it has that ability where
right, but
you can do it and be able to take people even before the attack's completed.
Yeah, but in most games it's like you have to be adjacent to them or something like that.
Glowy. Looks perfect.
Whereas I'm a character who has super high levels of dexterity and super high levels of wit, so it's like I can think fast enough to do it, and I can also move really fast, so it's almost like, because of the fact that Superman has super speed, you can think of how quickly he can move in like a 2-second period, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, how far away from a civilian would he have to be and yet still be able to throw himself in front of the attack. Like, he could probably do it from a mile away, right? So it's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's like almost nothing can hurt me, so it's like somebody's in threat, I can just jump in front of it. But the nice thing is,
Blow it up.
over the last few sessions, the rest of the party has been beefing up their own epic stamina to the point where they've got pretty good damage soak.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
So even the character who used to be the what I call the mage of the party, the person who's physically weak but has a lot of tricks up her sleeve magically.
Yeah.
She's even raised her damage soak to the point where, oh shit, we're already done here. I don't have to actually worry about her anymore. Like, it used to be the point where, okay, she would do her tricks. Oh shit, I died.
Oh, fuck.
Just get back to the ship. Probably, it won't matter.
No,
You're gonna
I
die
gotta
if you come over
revive
here.
you.
I'm in the middle of fire. Just go.
Jesus Christ. Pretty sure I'm not gonna make it that far.
Well, my timeout is only 2 seconds different from the mission timeout, so...
Oh.
Yo, quit fucking around and get
There
in
you go.
here.
Anyway, my point being, the mage of the party I don't have to protect anymore, because she can survive on her own now.
Better you than me.
Which
Whoa.
means I can free myself up to go back to the default behavior I was
That wasn't
talking
a
about
bad
before,
fuck you to Zinnia.
where
Let's get out of here and
I
find
protect
Kenzie.
people through superior offense.
Yeah.
It's like, if we're being attacked by like 10 minions plus a giant, I will just jump on that giant's face and fuck him up. I'm protecting you from the giant by killing the giant before he gets near you, right? That kind of thing. And I don't have to worry about it anymore because I know that even if something gets through, you're tough enough that you can resist those 10 minions on your own.
Yeah.
I can just go fuck up this giant and not worry about you. Although, one of the guardian powers I have that factors in really well with that, there's the low-level guardian power called, actually I forget what it's called, but it's some sort of ward you put on people. Like,
Yeah.
like you draw an invisible glyph on their forehead or something like that, right? And then there's a permanent effect on from then on, forever pretty much, or at least until it's triggered. You will automatically know when that person's in danger because you've got your mark on them. And then if there's another power later on, which called Come Running, where if somebody you have marked comes under danger and you are warned about that danger because of your power, you can choose to automatically and immediately teleport next to them. So maybe there's a certain mortal that I've decided I want to place my protection on. And suddenly that mortal is in danger. I could be like, boom! Fucking Thor is beside the person in danger, and whoever's attacking him is in fucking trouble now. Right?
Yep.
And I've placed that on all of the members of the party. So, even if I'm absent and they get in trouble, it doesn't really matter. Because I can instantly be there to protect them anytime I want. We got some new power, by the way. Power options.
Yeah, it's the force, or the grenade, suppression grenades.
Yeah.
Like, altering them back.
But I mean, like, you might want to go and buy them is all I'm saying.
I did. I already bought them.
Me too. Just a shout out in case you hadn't noticed. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'll buy the shotgun ammo now, even though I don't care. Just so I can have everything. I've also got a couple of mortal characters with that on them, just in case. Because they're people my character cares about, even though I don't necessarily expect them to come under attack.
See, I've never had a game go long enough that I had as much stories as you fucking have
Yeah.
right now, man.
Like I
How
said,
long have you
it's-
been talking? Like 2 hours of this characters?
I know, right? Well, it's been like a 2-year campaign.
Yeah, see, I've never had one that goes beyond like 3 to 4 months.
2 years worth of actually playing anyway. With a few hiatuses in between, but still. Actually, one of the people I have this... Oh, it's called Vigil Brand. That's what the power's called. Anyway. One of the people I have Vigil Brand on is a character from my backstory, actually.
If it's not too much
The person that came up... Did I ever tell you the story of my character's visitation?
No.
Do you want to hear about it?
Sure. We've gone on this rant long enough.
Yeah, alright.
But I better get something
So like I said,
out
my
of
character
this.
began as a biker, a mortal biker who was fairly strong because she did a lot of odd jobs and did a lot of construction work, right? And worked with a sledgehammer because of the fencing building and all that stuff.
Alright.
So one day I'm going around with my buddy who's like this short, stocky, older man biker called Big Ben. And we're driving along and I hear some shouting from an alleyway as we're at a red light. And we're in the southern states somewhere. I don't remember where. It might have been Alabama or something. And you know how the southern states can be as far as certain prejudices are concerned.
Yep.
So it turns out
know.
there's a teenage girl being accosted by 3 or 4 thugs. One of whom was a cop, but a very corrupt cop. So there's a cop with his gun at this girl in an alleyway, while surrounded by 2 or 3 also toughs.
Yeah.
Turns out this girl is a lesbian. And, again, you know how the Alabama and similar states can be, right?
Yep.
So they're basically pissed off because she's a lesbian. Also, here's the betrayal I was telling you about in earlier episodes.
Why is he dressed like the 70s supervillain?
Because he sided with Zinyak.
Who's this 70s supervillain?
Yeah. Anyway, so she's a lesbian. They hate the fact that she's a lesbian. They're threatening her. And they're about to perform one of those classic, what you hear about, we're going to rape the gay out of you type of things.
Mm-hmm.
And my character overhears this because this is like a few feet away from a red light that I happen to be stopped at the time. So my character decides this is bullshit. So I get off my motorcycle. I grab my sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Which I have with me at all times because of my job.
Where's the part where you talk about selling out humanity?
Because I have to own my own tools rather than having them provided for me.
Okay.
I walk into this alleyway with sledgehammer in hand and ask these people what the fuck they think they're doing. And combat ensues.
So what, you're putting your faith in Zinyak? Giving up your
So, long story short, I end up painting the alleyway walls with the brains of a few bigots via my sledgehammer and a sense of justice. And I save this teenage girl from them. Right?
Yeah.
Now, at this point, it turns out that Big Ben, my stocky and middle-aged biker dude friend, it turns out he's actually an Asgardian dwarf the whole time in disguise as a human. Now, you might remember earlier I dropped the name Sindri, the dwarf that created Mjolnir. Right?
Yeah.
That's who Big Ben actually was, in secret. And he's basically said, okay, well, this shit just happened, and you have proven yourself to be a worthy scion of Thor. You have the spirit of Thor within you. You are worthy of Thor's heritage, right?
God damn it, you stupid. Fuck it.
So because of my actions there, he takes me aside and explains that I am the child of Thor, and then he draws some runes on my sledgehammer, which turns it into a relic that gives me access to some of my powers. And voila, the beginning of a scion is born by my actions there. You have acted in accordance with Thor and his ways. So
yada 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 type thing.
The divine power within your veins has been unlocked, essentially. And boom, you're a Legend 2 Scion now. But you know how White Wolf games usually have a stat called background?
Yeah.
In the base rules of Scion, you can spend background points to up your legend. So I had done that to increase my legend to 4 as a starting character. So I guess basically the explanation was that during backstory, before the campaign began, my character had been practicing with the new powers. So therefore grew into Legend 4 before the campaign began properly. Which is just enough to make me strong enough to just barely lift a medium-sized car. Barely.
Keith! Where are you, Keith?
Like,
Matt, do you have a line on
like a
Keith?
hybrid car, maybe.
Miller,
right?
are you there? This is off to a great start.
So that was basically my background story. I saw some injustice happening, I said, fuck you, I stepped in and I did something about it. And that basically made Thor happy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this part's awesome. I've been resisting mentioning this since the beginning of the series, by the way.
Rowdy? Or
Yeah.
Roddy
Piper. AKA part of my childhood. By the way, I want to mention, anybody watching this video who doesn't know, Roddy Piper is not just the character. He's voicing this too.
You dumb son of a bitch.
This is actually him.
All the hits are like 2 seconds behind in audio on mine.
Which makes it feel like authentic wrestling in a way, doesn't it?
Keith, listen to me.
But no, the voice actor right now is actually Roddy Piper.
I'm giving you a choice.
It's actually him.
Get away from me.
Which I think is, and it's also him, like what's his name?
Roddy Piper.
Hey, I'm the President of the United States.
Sure.
Shit.
Why
I
not?
forget his name.
Well, Prez, we got
Keith
visitors.
David?
Yeah, it's actually Keith David as well. So both characters in this fight are actually being voiced by the real people they represent. I think that's funny, personally.
This one.
Okay, I need to disintegrate 20 more people.
Crazy. He
Just
thinks
because.
we're all out to kill him.
I guess at this point of the game it doesn't really matter anymore, but whatever. Sometimes it's fun to chase the challenges just for giggles, right?
Everyone loses
Yep.
to me.
What is this place?
Actually,
A television
Okay.
broadcasting tower.
What the hell
let's
does
talk
he have to do with the
achievements real
broadcast
quick.
tower?
He's a crazy
Very
man with a
briefly.
microphone. What do you think he's
What?
I'm not,
Ladies and
like, you
gentlemen,
know, like Steam
the threat
achievements,
is
for
right in
example,
front
or
of us.
Xbox
An alien
achievements.
presence has taken
Yeah.
Keith, I'm on your side.
I'm not
You
really a
gotta
big
trust me.
achievement hunter, but
Listen to me.
there are some
This guy
games,
is bad fucking news.
You.
sometimes I like to pursue them if they're reasonable. Because you know how some games will have achievements that are incredibly ridiculous to get, right?
Yep, completed in uber hard mode with no health regens or some shit like
Personally, I say fuck those things. God damn,
Yeah?
I can't remove the shielding from this guy. Oh, I have to
that.
kill
We
this
can't,
bot.
we just...
I have to kill the bot that's giving him the shielding, okay.
Oh, I just ran to the roof.
The whole world
Anyways,
will know the truth.
games like that, I say fuck it. But every once in a while, a game comes along that has reasonable
I'll take out the
achievements.
CIDs.
The what?
Forget
And
it,
when
just
that
stop
happens,
Keith.
I will actually try to get them because I think they're fun, in as long as they're reasonable, right?
Yeah?
There's only 2 games in existence that I've ever gotten all the achievements for. And one of them was a PlayStation game, and they call those trophies, but they're the same thing.
Yeah.
So, Spider-Man Web of Shadows, I got 100% on. And the 3D version of Bionic Commando I got as well.
Oh, God.
I love the fuck out of that game, by the way. It's so good.
The satellite's down.
It's
Did it
such a
work?
good game.
No, the brainwashing is too ingrained.
But anyway,
Beat it
those
out.
are the only 2
You
games I've
wanna
ever
know what a
100%ed
friend
on,
is?
but
Now's the time to ask.
they were actually pretty reasonable.
Where is Kinsey, Keith?
Although I did have to cheat a little bit on the Web of Shadows one, but only because the game was cheating. One of the achievements in Web of Shadows is something like
Jeez.
get a 100 hit combo.
Mm-hmm.
Or something. I might be wrong about the number 100, but it was something along those lines. thing is, there's only one point of the game where you can do that, and it should have been very easy to do.
Keith,
But it was part of a boss fight with a lot of minions, basically.
We've got to save Kinsey.
But the thing is, the boss would frequently do something that would break a combo, and you could almost never avoid it, so it was kind of bullshit.
Let's go.
But there's another part of the game where you could out bullshit the bullshit kind of thing,
Yeah.
where there was basically an enemy that was invincible,
So you just spam attacks.
but didn't fight back. So you could spam it as long as you wanted and get the achievement. Now, normally I wouldn't cheat to get an achievement like that, but because of the fact that the one legitimate time of the game where you could legitimately do it counter cheap-assed you, I felt like I had to. That was a really cool game, by the way, that I think is underappreciated. A lot of people shit on Web of Shadows, and sure, there's a few things about it that were maybe suboptimal, but overall, I thought the game was really cool. Have you played it, or do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I just never played it.
Okay, for anybody listening at home that doesn't know what I'm talking about, it's a Spider-Man game based on...
The multiverse type thing.
No, that's Shattered Dimensions.
Oh, is it?
Web of Shadows was the game before that one. It was based on the idea that... okay, at the beginning of the game, Spider-Man is fighting against Venom, and a small shard of the Venom symbiote infects Spider-Man.
Oh.
But
okay.
Venom is still a separate character at that point. And then Venom goes around and starts infecting the rest of the city. So basically Manhattan becomes infected by Venom clone babies.
Right. Don't you have to fight like a Venom Wolverine at one point?
Yeah. 4 different Marvel characters become infected with the Venom symbiote. So you have to fight a Venom Wolverine, Venom Black Cat. And by the way, Venom Black Cat is the boss I was talking about a second ago. But there's also a Venom Electro and a Venom Vulture.
Very interesting.
Now, some people complained about that game, but I think it was awesome. I think it's the second best Spider-Man video game ever made. One cool thing it had was a morale system. When you're playing the game, you can do actions that... Okay, you can switch between regular Spider-Man and Venom suit anytime you want. And they both have separate combat styles. But there's also an alignment system based on the two of them, right?
Yeah.
They call it red and black, but the idea being red suit is regular Spider-Man, i.e. good, and then black alignment is Venom suit, i.e. anti-hero or bad. And the story will be different depending on the two.
Okay, that does sound like her. Almost afraid to see what's in it.
But overall, the whole story is essentially Spider-Man versus the Venom symbiote in the end. But it's so good. It was a really good game, actually.
Are you sure this is the right place?
But the best Spider-Man game ever is the one you were alluding to, which is the multiverse game, which is called Shattered Dimensions. Now that game, you play 4 different Spider-Man characters in the same game. From alternate storylines. There's Amazing Spider-Man, there's Ultimate Spider-Man, there's Spider-Man 2099,
and Noir Spider-Man.
And Noir Spider-Man, which is the best fucking part of the game.
Which, if I can get in shape and everything, I still want to try.
I'm tempted to do a Let's Play of that game, except that I've got it. Okay, I've played that game like 3 times already, but I've played it on PS3.
He'll be home this afternoon.
So if I want to do a Let's Play of it, I don't have a capture card.
I'm afraid I don't
So I would have to buy it on Steam. Now that game is on Steam,
Can you help me get this
but
bulb to sit right?
I would have to pay $30 for a game I already own to do a Let's Play of it.
The flowers.
Which feels a little excessive to me, right?
What are you doing?
Yep.
But if the game ever gets cheaper, I might do it.
Kinsey, where'd she go?
Ooh, that must have
But
been
I
a
love the
good one.
fuck out of that
That's
game.
Smart. See if there are any more around.
Also, at least one of the voice actors that's in every game ever is in that game.
Nolan North?
Yes. Question is, can you tell me who he is in that game without using Google or IMDb?
Wolverine.
No.
No.
That would be Steve Bloom, who's also in every game ever.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's true.
There's at least 4 voice actors who are in almost every game ever, and those are 2 of them.
Kinsey ahead. Should I...
Sorry, Steve Bloom is one of them. The guy I'm thinking of is another one of them, who is Nolan North.
Yeah, who I said it first.
Nolan North is Ultimate Deadpool.
Oh, right.
Now, part of the game that's kind of fun is the fact that, okay, aside from playing the 4 different versions of Spider-Man, part of the backstory is that there's this mystic... There's a super mystic item you're trying to recover that got split into 12 parts. That's part of the story.
Yeah.
Which is the whole reason why the multiverse is converging and working together, is because of that object. I forget the exact name of the item, but it's something like... It's the tablet of something or other anyway, but...
Alright, man,
the idea is...
bullshit, yes.
Yeah.
I really hope this is
the tablet of MacGuffin, right?
That jump sure was a doozy, wasn't it? Get to City Hall. Hurry!
God, this is
Anyway, we... It's the Amazing Spider-Man... Like, it's the regular Marvel... Whatever the primary Marvel Universe's version of Mysterio is,
thug who tried to save
right?
America by destroying it with a big-ass nuclear missile?
He's stolen this artifact. That's going to give him the
But-
powers of a god. But
His,
during a fight with Spider-Man, he ends up using the tablet to parry a punch from Spider-Man, who has super strength.
Why is he so much
So this the tablet gets shattered. And it gets shattered into 12 pieces.
Hook me up with some
So there's 12 levels in the game where you have to recover the pieces of the tablet. But the 12 pieces of the tablet have all fallen into the hands of 12 different supervillains. And it's given them new powers. So you're fighting these familiar supervillains, but they have new powers because of the tablet. So for example, Ultimate Deadpool gets a hold of one of these pieces. And I don't think Ultimate Deadpool is really any different from regular Deadpool, to be honest with you. At least not that I know of. Just imagine the Deadpool you know and love, but he's part of the Ultimate Marvel Universe.
I've left you something in a weapons crate.
Now, in this game, when you're playing the Ultimate Spider-Man, this particular version of Spider-Man still has the Venom symbiote in him, right?
yeah.
What is this?
So, in this part of the game, you're playing as Black Spider-Man, Venom Spider-Man,
Get I'm in. Let the music play.
and the special power that Deadpool gets from this tablet is the ability to replicate himself. So, think about the fact that Deadpool typically has 3 particular things he uses as weapons, right?
Propaganda truck, huh?
Guns, swords, and grenades, right?
Yep.
So now you're in a boss fight with Deadpool, but there's 3 Deadpools, one of whom is using guns, one of whom is using swords, and one of whom is using grenades all at the same time. And of course he's cracking jokes and laughing at his own jokes because he can tell jokes to 2 versions of himself at the same time.
Yeah.
And
That's
that's voiced by Nolan North, who also voiced Deadpool in his own video game of Deadpool.
Yep, all 3 voices.
But that came later. Yeah, all 3 internal voices in his head, yes. But that came after this game.
I'm hoping in the next Deadpool movie is that they have the internal voices, or that Cable's a lot more.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, though, right? In the Deadpool movie that came out,
he was just
he was a smartass, but he was not yet actually crazy. You know?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
I can.
He's silly, and he's
And
a smartass, and he's
thinking.
flippant about life, but he's not actually insane yet. Until he got stabbed in the head with a knife, spoiler alert. And then he hallucinated a little bit. Due to, I would imagine, brain damage of having a knife in his brain.
Yep. There was a comic, one of the Deadpool comics. Do you know who the Skrull are?
The who?
Skrull.
Skrull, yeah, I know.
The alien race that makes copies.
Yeah.
They kidnap Deadpool and try to take his regenerative powers.
Whoopsie. They also went crazy, I assume.
Well, no, he's like, he willingly worked with them, let them take his DNA and everything. Then, decided, you know, he's gonna help train them.
I don't think
so.
You know? And so it's like, they're all insane and everything, and he's like, oh, the Super Skrulls are so much better now. Well, do you think we'd leave Earth? And
I don't know what exactly went wrong, but obviously the Deadpool training the Skrull at some point has to mean that something went horribly wrong.
Well, it's one of those things of like, they had trouble controlling them, but they still put the DNA into the Super Skrull, which were
they still had the
essentially,
regen, yeah.
which were supposed to be the big, you know, assholes that have all the powers.
Yeah. Especially Super Skrull, because he's a dick.
Well, the Super Skrulls are just a lot of them.
I thought there was only one guy called Super Skrull.
They're all clones.
But isn't there the one specific individual called the Super Skrull?
No. There's Super Skrulls are just like their Super Soldier program thing.
Okay.
But what ends up happening is he sits there and he actually makes the comment of, what the fuck is happening on my side? Okay. But he makes the comment that his ability...
Bring it on.
I'm uploading it now. Give it a shot.
Nah, he's already dead.
Check you out, DJ Miller.
Where am
I don't know what you're uploading now, but the guy's already dead because they fucked him up with dubstep.
I don't know where the hell I am.
Kenzie, let's get the fuck
I don't know either, but
Hey, you swore.
I killed the boss in literally half a second.
I was just looking through the boss's point of view, basically. But
were
no,
you? So you saw what happened then?
Yeah.
How fast he died.
Do you understand me?
Whoa, my game's glitching out bad.
You know what though? The story you were telling about the Skrull and Deadpool.
Well,
considering what I know about Deadpool, I really have to seriously wonder if his cooperation with them was really just part of his elaborate plan to fuck them over.
Yeah, no, it was his elaborate plan because here's the thing: his regenerative program or processing in the comics is very specified. Okay, it was genetically made for him to fight off his cancer and deal with it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, whenever somebody else takes it, because this isn't the first time. Okay, so my game's screwing up, so this is where we're also going to call it, because it's after 30 minutes. But it's basically meant to fight cancer cells. But since if you put it into something that doesn't have cancer, in Deadpool, like in the comics, it will start creating unnecessary like things to attack cells. So it starts giving you like giant tumors and everything. So essentially, all the Super Skrulls and all the Skrulls that got the regenerative power from him
got cancer.
They started becoming these huge bulbous things and exploding and dying.
That's funny.
Because like it's not meant to deal with that.
I like it.
So
be careful what you ask for, you just might get it, right?
Exactly. And it's one of those things of like Deadpool. That's what I love about his character is like he knows how to play against people.
Oh yeah, actually, honestly, half of his insanity and his ramblings and his random behavior is actually really, in reality, just elaborate planning on his part that's been disguised by craziness. Like, half the weird shit he does is actually part of a greater plan that you just can't comprehend. Like, it seems like random silliness, but in reality, it's all going to add up together to be working out the way he wants it to, and you just never saw that shit coming.
Exactly.
Which is a great example of which is if you play the Deadpool game all the way to the end, there's a great example of that in there. Actually, even the first level is a great example of that.
But,
all I gotta say is Bouncy Castle. That's all I'm gonna say.
35 minutes now, according to my recordings time. So, thank you all for watching.
Alrighty then. Yes, thank you.
We will talk to you all next time, and of course, like, comment, need to channel subscribe, and have a good week.
Indeed.
Bye.
Bye.